Διευθύντρια Τεχνολογίας στη Microsoft. Κύριος Πέτρος Μαυροειδής, Executive Director Southeast Europe PCCW. Ήρθε, εδώ. Καλά, μια χαρά, τίποτα, κανένα πρόβλημα. Ελάτε, ελάτε, χωράει, και από εκεί. Έχουμε και από εδώ, εκ δεξιών και εξεβονίμων. Έχουμε επίσης Ericsson. Πού είναι η Ericsson? Εδώ. Καλά, ελάτε εδώ. Ο κύριος Φαλάγκας. Ο κύριος Φαλάγκας, μόλις τον είχα δει πριν. Ο κύριος Φαλάγκας είναι διευθυντής marketing εταιρικών και επιχειρησιακών πελετών, ο ΤΕΤΑ. Λέω καλά, θέλω. Ο κύριος Γιώργος Κουιμιτζής, εμπορικός διευθυντής της NSS. Χαίρετε, χαίρετε. Ο κύριος Παναγιώτης Τζορτζάτος, Corporate Sales Senior Manager Ελλάς Online. Καλησπέρα. Ο Αντώνης Χαϊδεμένος, εδώ, το είπαμε πριν, CEO της Protonics. Κύριος Μάγκος, HP. Last but not least. Και έχουμε, ο κύριος Ηλιάδης είναι εδώ. Είχαμε πει και ο κύριος Ηλιάδης θα κατέβαινε από τη Θεσσαλονίκη. Δεν μας ήρθε ο κύριος Ηλιάδης. Δεν πειράζει. Δεν πειράζει. Λοιπόν, μετά από όλα αυτά, νομίζω ότι μπορώ να κάνω το επίσημο καλωσόρισμά μου, λοιπόν. Καλησπέρα σας. Συγγνώμη για τη μικρή έως μεγάλη καθυστέρηση. Σήμερα συνέβησαν όλα όπως καταλαβαίνετε. Είχαμε τον Υπουργό, είχαμε τον εκείνο, τις καθυστερήσεις, τους Υπουργούς. Τέλος πάντων, τον κύριο Λαυρόφταρ, τι να λέμε τώρα, μέχρι και σκύλο είδα εγώ εδώ πέρα. Μας φέραν το σκύλο να μας μυρίσει κανονικά να πούμε. Τι να σας πω τώρα, εντάξει. Λοιπόν, όλα σήμερα συνέβησαν. Καλώς ορίσατε στο ICT for Big Players. Τι είναι αυτό τώρα θα μου πείτε και γιατί το κάνουμε. Είναι μια διαφορετική, πιο πρωτοποριακή μορφή φόρουμ. Είναι ένα φόρουμ αυτό, έχουμε κόσμο και λαό όπως βλέπετε εδώ πέρα. Πού είσαστε, Ντέβου, σας φώναξα. Logicom λοιπόν, εδώ πέρα. Θεσσαλονίκη, Και, όχι, εδώ, Κύπρο, εδώ. Από μακριά ερχόσασταν, το κατάλαβα εγώ. Αλλά... Λοιπόν, τι φόρουμ είναι αυτό? Είναι ένα σημείο συνάντησης, όπως αντιλαμβάνεστε, των μεγάλων εταιριών, των προσφερόντων και των ενδιαφερομένων. Σε υψηλό επίπεδο εκπροσώπησης, είναι όπως το είδατε, όλοι C-level, με γνώση, άποψη και εμπειρία, που ξέρουν και που μπορούν να δίνουν λύσεις. Τι θα κάνουν εδώ μαζί μας? Θα παρουσιάσουν τα προϊόντα και τις υπηρεσίες τους και θα απαντήσουν σε ερωτήματα, προβληματισμούς και επιφυλάξεις των εταιριών εκεί έξω, εσάς δηλαδή, σχετικά με τη μεταφορά και λειτουργία των υποδομών τους στο cloud. Νεφελώδης ο καιρός σήμερα, παρότι είναι μια χαρά έξω. Ανάγκες, απαιτήσεις, ιδιομορφίες, ανησυχίες έστω, αλλά και δεσμεύσεις και λύσεις και προτάσεις από την αντίπερα, όχι τη δική τους πλευρά. Μαζί μας, εταίρος και βοηθός στην προσπάθεια αυτή να διαβούμε το Ρουβίκονα, μία από τις μεγαλύτερες και εγκυρότερες εταιρείες συμβούλων στον κόσμο, η Accenture, που μας συνδράμει με μία dream team, όπως θα δείτε, ανώτερων στελεχών της. Λάμπρο, νομίζω ότι έχεις πλέον το ρόλο του καλωσορίσματος του δικού σου. Λάμπρος Τσόλκας, λοιπόν, από την Accenture, θα μιλήσει πρώτος και αμέσως μετά θα πάρω πάλι εγώ τη σκητάλη. Να σας εξηγήσω μετά, δηλαδή, πώς θα διαμορφωθεί η ροή μας.
Ευχαριστώ πολύ, κυρίες και κύριοι. Καλώς ήρθατε. Πιστεύω να έχουμε ένα ενδιαφέρον φόρουμ. Εμείς σαν Accenture με πολύ χαρά και με πολύ ενδιαφέρον αποδεχτήκαμε την πρόσκληση της Smart Press για να συνδιοργανώσουμε τη σημερινή εκδήλωση αυτή και το φόρουμ. Θέλουμε η εκδήλωση αυτή, η συνάντηση αυτή, να είναι μια συνάντηση ανταλλαγής απόψεων. Η Accenture θα συνεισφέρει με την σύντομη παρουσίαση κάποιων trends, κάποιων πώς εμείς βλέπουμε τέλος πάντων την εξέλιξη και για το cloud αλλά και γενικότερα για το χώρο των τηλεπικοινωνιών και της πληροφορικής. Και βέβαια μετά την κάθε παρουσίαση που θα κάνει η Accenture θα έχουμε τη χαρά ο κύριος Ριζόπουλος να συντονίσει τους εκλεκτούς προσκεκλημένους στο πάνελ, που πιστεύουμε ότι θα είναι έτσι μια χρήσιμη γόνιμη συνάντηση για να ανταλλάξουμε πληροφορίες για πολύ επίκαιρα θέματα. Ευχαριστώ πολύ. Θα ήθελα να παρουσιάσω έτσι με πολύ συντομία το ποιοι είναι από την Accenture. Πρώτος θα είναι ο Στέφανος ο Sperimborgo, ο οποίος είναι Managing Director σε θέματα IT και Technology Strategy στην ευρύτερη περιοχή από Ιταλία, Πολωνία μέχρι και Μέση Ανατολή και Ρωσία. Στη συνέχεια θα κάνω εγώ μια μικρή παρουσίαση, η Αθηνά η Κανιούρα, ο Μιχάλης ο Καβούρας, ο Γιάννης ο Βιτζιλέος. Θα κάνουμε εμείς μια μικρή εισαγωγή και στη συνέχεια ο κύριος Ριζόπουλος θα συντονίζει την συζήτηση.
Των προσφορών και μετά ερωτήσεις από το κοινό, εάν έχουμε.
Ευχαριστώ πολύ. Καλώς ήρθατε. Καλή επιτυχία.
Βίντεο και Στέφανος.
Ξεκινάμε με ένα βίντεο, το πώς η Accenture βλέπει την τεχνολογία και τα trends.
Accenture Technology Vision identifies the trends that will shape the future of enterprise IT. Trends impacting business leaders in every industry, in every geography. This year, our proposition is simple: that every business is a digital business. Technology is changing how businesses innovate and expand every aspect of their business. And with technology changing faster and faster, it's now more crucial than ever for you to go digital. Today, every business leader is adopting a digital mindset, understanding the power of new technologies and having the foresight to adopt them to drive business change. The Accenture Technology Vision for 2013 pinpoints 7 trends that will impact your business no matter what industry you are in. In a digital world, you have to think differently about customer relationships. Emerging technologies can take these relationships beyond transactions to personalized interactions, and do this at an unprecedented speed and scale. For most businesses, the issue isn't getting more data. Their real challenge is getting the right data and then designing their applications to collect and harness it. With the focus on data, variety and volume, companies often overlook the third V, velocity. New advances in data velocity will help you convert insights into action before the window of opportunity closes. Social technologies are allowing you to reimagine how your employees work, and it's now time to put the collaboration back into work. The network has remained an untapped opportunity because there's been no easy way to make it dynamic. Now, software-defined networking allows companies to remove complexity and reduce costs, turning the network into a flexible asset. As businesses become digital, security threats increase across more devices, systems, people, and infrastructure. Companies must take IT security beyond prevention. They need to accept that attackers will get through and stay one step ahead of them. Cloud is a part of just about every important IT decision. The question today is not whether to use the cloud. It's how to put the cloud to work to maximize value. The Technology Vision's 7 trends come with clear steps, 7 opportunities to take these insights and convert them into actions that will create tangible results for your business. With technology now intertwined with every aspect of your business, your digital efforts will be the key to how you innovate and expand. Now is the time for your business to go digital.
So good morning everyone. I'm Stefano Sperimborgo, and I will try to comment a little bit on the 7 trends that you have seen in the video. First of all, let me say that I will share with you something that you probably already know, and all we in this room have a new sense, a 6th sense. We used to have 5 senses, now we have 6. And the 6th sense is the digital sense. It's all around us, it's everywhere. It's something that is already here. We just have to manage, we have to understand how to deal with this sense. Because when you have a new sense, of course you need not only the sensors that are already everywhere. Everywhere the new technology brings sensors. In every industry. In agriculture we have sensors that can understand the temperature in order to prevent fire. In this room there are many sensors for sure. You have sensors in your pocket, every one of you. This is a sensor. This is more than a sensor. It's also a shop. It's also something that deals with the fact that digital surround us. And if digital surround us, then we have to understand, as I said, which new part of our body we need to deal with this information, with this data, with this coming from this new sense. This is more or less the overall story. And we try to have 7 points linked to each other to make you understand better what we believe is the impact on our clients and especially on the IT department. Yes, thanks. Let's see. So these are the 7 trends you have seen in the video. But let me just go through it very quickly. They are all connected, as I said. The first one is relationship at scale. We call relationship at scale because thanks to the new technology and thanks to your new sixth sense, you can scale up the relationship with your clients in a very, very different way. Let's think about the word of application. We say moving beyond transaction to interaction. What does it mean? It means that we used to have application that deals with interaction with the client in a sense of vertical way. There is a transaction that the client has to do. It comes to my shop, it comes to my branch, it uses my application, and there is this vertical transaction. Through this vertical transaction, I can get some data about my clients, and these are the data that are specifically needed for that vertical transaction. For example, to make a money transfer. What we say here is that through the new technologies, through what we call application based on the context, you can enlarge the relationship that you have with your client because the context is now what matters. And not only the need of the client in that specific moment for that specific transaction. So we have a context. The client is everywhere, is walking around, and he has different needs. And through different kinds of application, let's think about the app that all of you have in the cell phone. You are not only able to satisfy that transaction or that specific need, but you are able to manage the context in which the client is. Where it is, where are the shops nearby, what different service I could deliver to the client through a different kind of app. Let me give you a specific example. Insurance companies are developing application in the case that you have a car accident. Application that surrounds you, knows where you are. You can make a photo of the car accident. You can send a photo to the insurance company that, by the way, is something that proves that it's not a fake. And then the insurance companies can initiate the process of the damage, reimburse, and then they can send you someone to help you, and you can see it on the GPS that the car is driving and is nearby to help you. This is something that is related to something not very good, a car accident. But through that, the application surrounds you and helps you in different services. And this is what we have in mind when we call context-based application. This relationship at scale, so, it's something that you can leverage to have a different touch points with your client. And these touch points, by the way, they have to be a very, very good experience for the client. So the emotional content, the customer experience become priority one for all the application, because the client wants to have a good experience using that application or interacting with your firm in that specific context. When you have this kind of application and when you have this kind of sensor that I mentioned before, the first problem is, like a sense. If I have a sense with my hand, I can touch, and then I have a brain that processes the information that comes from my touch. Where do we have the brain to process this massive amount of information that are coming from the new sensor? In the second and in the third trend, in what the industry is calling now analytics. Analytics is something that is very different from the traditional business intelligence. The traditional business intelligence is something that needs 2-3 days to get from the very basic data to the detailed data to something that is useful for your business. And this is something that we cannot bear anymore. Because when we have a context-based application and we have to go back to the client in that moment, in that place, we need to process information in a very different way. Speed is for sure something that we need. And we need also a different way to analyze data and to maybe not only understand what has already happened, but what could happen. So you have heard for sure a lot of consultancy talk about predictive analytics, but this is the way that the analytics world is changing, to be predictive, to be very fast. Then the digital world is not only related to the external phase, to your clients, or to what is happening external. In your firm, in your companies, there are processes, there are people at work every day, and we have new technologies that can really make a difference in the efficiency and in the effectiveness and in the way they work. This is the trend 4, seamless collaboration. Seamless collaboration talks about the fact that you can embed the collaboration tools that you see within your business process. A lot of my clients buy different kinds of technologies. They buy something to make video calls, they buy something to chat between the different employees, but still few of them put everything together within the business processes. Let me take you an example of a back office of a bank. A back office is a place where people work a lot with paper, do a lot of manual entries still. We can take these new technologies and design something that can really improve the rate and the speed for our employees. The last 3 trends are really the more technology intensive. Let me say they are connected to something that can enable and should enable the digital revolution that I'm talking about. Software-defined networking means we have virtualized a lot our infrastructure. We have virtualized the server, we have virtualized the storage. Now also the network can be virtualized. And virtualization means a lot of things, and is of course then related to the cloud. Cloud, and let me leave the active defense as a list, but cloud is really what we need to make things happen in the digital revolution. And I was talking to a client this morning about this. IT department have a certain capacity. They are capped. They cannot do everything. And these new technologies, and if you want to leverage really the digital revolution, you have a lot of things to do. So you need for sure something that gives you as a service what you don't have, to be very fast, to beat your competitors. And you need to focus your resources, internal resources first of all, on what is really strategic for you. And what is really strategic for you? Probably the stack of the IT that deals with the client relationship. So the context-based application and analytics. So all that enable your business to make a real improvement. How can we free up some capacity? How can we leverage on some services and get rid of some of our worries? And for sure, infrastructure is key. Infrastructure is a big worry for every CIO, because if the infrastructure is down, everything is down. Let's go to the cloud. And our suggestion is, don't think of the cloud only as an infrastructural stuff. Cloud is more than this. And is something that can free you up also from all the commodity application that now you run, suffering with people, with investment. All this stack, in our vision, should be put in the cloud. Active defense, the last trend, is for sure a consequence of all this world. And I will explain you better showing the last slide that I have. This last slide, just to show you very quickly, having said that we have this trend, having said that there is a digital revolution ongoing, but which is the impact on my IT? Which is the impact on the classic technology stack, like governance, application, infrastructure? Well, you know, on the left side, there is the traditional situation, as I was describing to you. Vertical application, siloed data, standard device. Everyone has to have the same device as an employee. The infrastructure are all proprietary in your building, somewhere, and you run after. And then there is the security that is very much, you know, focused on something that is all within your boundaries, all within the wall of your IT department. What I was describing before and the impact of the 7 trends is that this is going to explode. And the explosion on the right just means that there is something like the governance, of course, that stays, the context-based application, the core application, the analytics, what you think is strategic for you to reach and to enable your business to get the targets that you need. All the rest, as you see, we put in a cloud. And the active defense is something that cannot be focused on your wall. It's something more and more tough for the security guy, because he has to look after to a world that is everywhere, that is in different clouds, that is also, in the green bar, an ecosystem. And this is the last concept that I would like to underline to you. The ecosystem is a buzzword that for sure you have seen and you have heard a lot of time. But it's really something that can bring the idea of what is the landscape of the digital revolution. It's not something that is a focus firm against a focus firm or one industry versus the other industry. There is a lot of blurring between these boundaries. New form of partnership, new commercial way to bundle service and go together to a market, cross-market offering. This is what the technology can enable to you. Some years ago, most of the things that I have said today were simply not possible. If we don't have millions of people with this in their pocket, we cannot deliver any service or any context-based application or whatever. If we don't have the new power of analytics in memory technologies or whatever, we cannot process the information at a certain speed. If we don't have a market-ready offering for the cloud, simply cloud, it doesn't exist. So now it's up to you and it's up to us. Our vision is either you be digital and you enter in the digital world, even if you are the most non-digital company of the world. We have Burberry's CEOs that deliver a fantastic speech about how whole Burberry's that makes clothes is going to be digital. So digital is here, it's up to you. You go in or you go out. And for me, it's better to be in.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Stefano. Thank you very much. Λάμπρο, έλα μαζί μου να πούμε πώς θα είναι η διαδικασία και να ξεκινήσουμε. Λοιπόν, τι έχουμε εδώ πέρα. Έχουμε 5 ενότητες, τις ξέρετε, τις έχετε δει και εσείς κύριοι και εσείς κυρία μου. Έτσι. Οι 5 ενότητες είναι, να το φέρω στο φως λιγάκι, δεν βλέπω καλά. Cloud Design for Business, Adapt Defenses to the Threat, Business Continuity και SLAs, Enterprise Mobility Business Flexibility, Data Analytics, Finding Meaning.